boots and cats and boots and cats and
What's
boots
up?
and
I'm
cats
Soap,
and
and
boots
I'm
and
16,
cats and boots
slaying all
and
these
cats
women with
and
my
boots
massive
and
stream.
cats
I've
and
got a
boots
couple
and
of
cats
hobbies,
and boots
besides
and
being
cats
pug,
and
like performing
boots
for
and
my
cats
chat with
and
my
boots
special
and
song.
cats and boots and cats and boots
Yeah.
and
Sorry for that. I think we must have had some channel interference. Don't know what that was. Anywho, nice to meet you. I'm Soap, and on the 6th of April, I turned 16. So I decided, as any rational person would, that I would do 17 things before I turn 17 next year. Let's get started. Goal number 1. I want to reach 1,000 followers on Twitch, 250 followers on TikTok, and 100 subscribers on YouTube. When I first set this goal, I only had 350 followers on Twitch, so it seemed a little less possible. But as I'm saying this right now, I'm on the upper end of 500 and will probably be hitting 600 by the end of the week. So I wanted to add some more challenge by adding the 2 other goals. Next, we have goal 2, which is attend TwitchCon. Now, similar to goal 1, when I wrote this, all that we had booked were the tickets for the hotel, but now I can say that we have got tickets safely secured for TwitchCon and I will be going. Goal 3, I would like to try boxing. Now, my motivation for life is, wouldn't it be really funny if? So I thought, wouldn't it be really funny if the girl in the wheelchair who can't walk further than like 100 meters could beat somebody up? Now, my goal isn't violence, but I do need to get muscles back, and this is a fun way to do it. And hey, if I ever get invited to create a clash, I'll be ready. Goal 4, create art from scrap. I want to take some circuits, some motherboards, and glue them together to make a sculpture. Goal 5, write a song. I was already creating more music than I thought. For school, I have to create a composition, and I've also got a behind-the-scenes project with 2 of my friends, which will hopefully get released soon. But I would like to create a full project, a full song with me, myself, and I. Number 6 is to get a pen pal. Pretty self-explanatory. I'll probably look online on some websites. Number 7 is learn how to stargaze. I can identify the Big Dipper, but that's it, and I'd like to be able to identify more. Goal 8 is create a garden. I've already started this because February, March, and April are key months to get things in the ground. Number 9 is do volunteer work. I'd have to do some more research, but I would like to work with children or animals. Goal 10 is join Art Fight. I've always seen it online, and I've already signed up and put some art on there. Goal 11 and 12 go hand in hand. I would like to identify birds and flowers, as my mother and grandmother have always been able to, and I'd like to pass that on to my children. Goal number 13 is to do a D&D campaign. I've decided that if I don't stop being so nervous about asking people, I'd like to try a solo campaign. 14 is upcycle clothes. I would like to take old clothes and make them into something new. Goal 15, paint a mural. I was really into graffiti before I got sick, and I would like to rekindle that. We're nearly there at goal 16, which is solve a murder. Now, I won't be going full internet detective style and solving a real case, but I've always loved murder mystery books and I think I could do it. And last but not least, goal 17, go on a spontaneous adventure. Now, I can't really tell you what we're going to do because it's meant to be spontaneous. Now that you know the goals for this year, let's get on with the rest of the video and the first goals.
Now, the goals for this first video are write a song and paint a mural. And on a free weekend, I already started to write a song. And in the background, you can hear what I've already started to do. That was the chord progression. And for any of my music nerds, that was in D major. Now, that was the melody, but there was a problem. One that Mother Soap had to point out to me.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm playing F sharp, so you can't play F.
Mother Soap was right, and it was a very good point. Now, let me teach you how this went wrong with a little bit of music theory. D major
Yeah.
is a chord.
Yeah.
I'll sing so you don't
Yeah.
get bored.
Yeah.
C and F sharp
Yeah.
on the score.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
This means
Yeah.
if there's a C,
Yeah.
you have to make
Yeah.
it sharp.
Yeah.
This means
Yeah.
if there's an F,
Yeah.
you have to make
Yeah.
it sharp.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound harsh. So, now that we all know how music theory works in its entirety, I can show you the correct version of our tune. Now, in the meantime, I was working on our other goal for this video. Goal 15, paint a mural. I started to look for inspiration and I was heavily inspired by the graffiti stars in Arcane, as this is where my original passion for graffiti started. I also knew I wanted to have a small range of colours, 3 separate colours at most. So I started designing what I wanted to paint. And I chose a blue theme with lots of circles, which I would interpret as bubbles because, you know, soap bubbles, that's kind of my thing if you haven't noticed. Anywho, I started to mix my paints. So we have our 3 colours, our darkest, which I think we're going to make more of, medium and light. Hands are already messy. And so I begun. You can see here my canvas is a curtain hung up on a outside light.
Yeah, that looks good.
The beginning was difficult as my canvas was less than stable, but as the sun came out, I soldiered on. At what I assume to be the halfway point. This is the only blob that's gone wrong currently. Other than that, quite proud. Right, so I've actually come to the end of my reference. There is no more my reference left. But I have something fun that I think I want to try. Now it was time for the twist. A 4-letter word that I'd used for years as a name, one that symbolised me and really was a part of me. And this 4-letter word was, hey, why is she painting a J? That's not how you spell soap. As I said before, Arcane sparked my passion of graffiti, and ever since then you could always find me taking photos of graffiti everywhere, as I found it the purest form of art, not done for money or recognition, just to create on a huge canvas. So, as anybody does when they find great interest in a medium, I tried it myself, and there Jinx was created. The name inspired by the media that inspired my interest. And maybe this whole piece an homage to 13-year-old Sophia, still trying to figure out who she really was. Here's where I went a bit off the script. My original design was sleek, controlled, smooth, but it all felt like I was simply copying the reference. So, for a bit, I did just what I wanted to do, not even looking at the reference. And this was the most fun I had painting the entire thing. And hitting the paintbrush against the canvas was certainly very therapeutic. And I think it finished the piece off very nicely.
That looks about right.
I don't know if you can tell here, but I loved this piece. It was the first time I had done anything to this scale, and I just could not stop looking at it. The name that 13-year-old Sophia had given herself had come to life in a piece that I was very proud of. Now, let's see how that song's going. Yeah, it wasn't going as great as the painting. I was really struggling with the accompaniment side of it. I'd even tried to write the song in Sibelius, but I was still stuck. I wanted this song to have a similar vibe to The Hand by Annabel Dinder and The Moon Will Sing by the Crane Wives, with lyrics linked to nature and magic. And on the topic of lyrics, oh my god! Writing lyrics was so difficult. And while I expected this to a degree, I didn't expect it to this degree. In fact, I was only able to write 2 verses. But then I came to the realization I was really overcomplicating things. Originally, I even wanted to have a guitar part with the song, but I needed to realize that this was my first try at writing a song, and it wasn't going to be perfect, let alone good. So my final result was really simple and relatively good. And here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Soap. Okay.
Woo!
Foxgloves holding your hands, let them withstand. All good things are wild and free. Bellflowers ringing in the church. Plenty is no plague, yet on this earth they must go forth.
Hello, it's me again, and that was the first episode of my new series, 17 Things Before 17. If you've made it this far, I greatly appreciate you, as this is my first ever YouTube video. And if you like, you can subscribe and give this video a like. And you can even come check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/soap. Okay, I stream every single day. As I said in this video, one of my goals is to reach 100 YouTube subscribers, so I hope you can help me with that. Next episode will be the nature episode. I'll be learning to identify plants, birds, and stars, and I hope to see you then. Bye! Bye-bye! Bye-bye!